Imagine this. You pull into your usual parking lot, ready for a quick prescription pickup or a weekend grocery run. But the lights are off, the doors are locked forever, and a giant store closing banner stares back at you. That's already happening to thousands of Americans right now in 2025. According to Coresight Research, the top experts tracking this, we're on pace for up to 15,000 store closures across the country this year, double what we saw in 2024. Empty shelves, lost jobs, and entire neighborhoods changing overnight. But here's the truth, this isn't the end of shopping as we know it. It's retail evolving fast because of online giants, sky-high costs, and U.S. shoppers changing our habits. Today, we're counting down the 15 biggest chains feeling the heat right now. Let's jump in. Walgreens, the corner pharmacy that's been there for generations, is going through its biggest shakeup ever. Back in October 2024, the company announced they'd close about 1,200 stores over 3 years to save over $1 billion and focus on profitable locations. For 2025 alone, that's roughly 450 to 500 stores shutting down, with many already gone by November. CEO Tim Wentworth has been super clear. A quarter of their 8,500 stores just weren't making money anymore because of brutal pharmacy reimbursement rates from insurance companies, massive theft losses, and customers hating locked-up shelves. In places like rural Ohio and Arizona, seniors now drive 20 to 30 extra miles for meds, creating real pharmacy deserts. But Walgreens isn't disappearing. They're remodeling thousands of the remaining spots with bigger health clinics and promising to transfer your prescriptions automatically. If your local one has a closing sign, check their app right away. Most people end up just a few miles from another one. Macy's, the king of department stores with those epic holiday windows, just kicked off the toughest part of its turnaround plan. In January 2025, they confirmed 66 stores closing this year, the first wave of 150 total, by 2026, under their bold new chapter strategy. These are mostly older mall locations in states like California, New York, Florida, and Texas that simply weren't busy enough anymore. Sales at those spots were way down because so many of us now buy clothes and gifts online or at cheaper places like TJ Maxx. Macy's CEO Tony Spring said it straight. We're closing underproductive stores to pour money into the 350 winners. And it's working. The stores staying open are seeing higher sales thanks to fresher looks and big events. Clearance sales at closing Macy's are insane right now, up to 80% off. But once they're gone, those giant buildings often turn into apartments or gyms. CVS, America's biggest pharmacy chain with over 9,000 locations, is quietly trimming hundreds more doors in 2025. Their official annual report says 270 to 271 stores will close this year as part of a multi-year plan that already shut 900 since 2022. Like Walgreens, it's all about too many overlapping stores, low insurance payments for prescriptions, and shoppers switching to mail order or apps. CVS hasn't released an exact list yet, but dozens are already dark in California, Massachusetts, and the Northeast. The company stresses they're also opening about 30 new formats, including inside Target stores in high-need areas. For customers, prescriptions get moved automatically, and most people stay within 10 miles of another CVS. Still, in small towns, this hits hard. One 70-year-old lady told reporters she doesn't know how to order meds online and just wants to talk to a pharmacist face-to-face. Big Lots, the ultimate bargain hunter's paradise with those crazy cheap furniture deals, had the roughest year imaginable. They filed for bankruptcy early in 2025 and originally planned to close everything. A last-minute rescue by Gordon Brothers and variety wholesalers saved some, but the net result is still 300 to 500 stores gone forever in 2025, the most painful discount chain collapse we've seen. California lost the most, over 75, followed by Florida. Big Lots blamed inflation squeezing their low-income shoppers, plus way too much competition from Walmart and online deals. Those giant "everything must go" signs are heartbreaking. Couches for pennies, but thousands of workers suddenly jobless. The good news? About 200 to 400 locations live on under the Big Lots name with new owners, and they're keeping the extreme bargains alive in the strongest markets. Family Dollar, owned by Dollar Tree, is saying goodbye to another huge chunk of stores after years of struggles. In 2025, they're closing around 370 locations as leases expire, on top of 600 last year and nearly 1,000 total recently. Dollar Tree even sold the entire Family Dollar chain for just $1 billion. They paid $8 billion back in 2015. Many closures are in rural spots or where stores were too close together, plus issues like cluttered aisles and theft. Shoppers loved the super cheap essentials, but rising prices meant even $1 items felt expensive for tight budgets. Dollar Tree is shifting focus to its cleaner, higher-priced main brand and opening hundreds of new ones instead. If your Family Dollar is closing, stock up on those $1 deals now. And no Dollar General or the main Dollar Tree nearby is probably stepping up. 7-Eleven, the king of late-night Slurpees and quick snacks, shocked everyone by quietly closing 444 underperforming North American stores starting late 2024 into 2025. Parent company 7&I blamed inflation, fewer cigarette sales, people quitting or vaping, and high crime in some urban areas making 24/7 hours impossible. In cities, some locations added metal gates or cut night shifts before finally shutting. But 7-Eleven isn't slowing down overall. They're remodeling hundreds and pushing fresh food like tacos and chicken to compete with Wawa and Sheetz. CEO Joe DePinto promised over 500 fancy new stores by 2027 with better coffee and meals. For night owls, losing your 2 a.m. run hurts, but most neighborhoods still have plenty of orange and green glows nearby. Advance Auto Parts, the go-to spot for car batteries, oil, and DIY fixes, announced one of the biggest auto parts closures ever. In early 2025, they said over 700 stores and branches, including CarQuest locations, will shut down by mid-year as part of a 3-year turnaround plan. Sales have been sliding because people keep cars longer, buy parts online from Amazon or Rock Auto, and more drivers go electric. Advance blamed high rent and too many overlapping stores after years of acquisitions. Clearance sales are 50 to 70% off tools and parts right now, and thousands of mechanics and weekend warriors are scrambling. The company promises the remaining 4,000-plus locations will get better inventory and faster service. Joann Fabrics, the crafter's heaven full of yarn, fabric, and sewing machines, filed for bankruptcy twice in 2025 and is closing hundreds of stores. Some reports say up to 800 when all is done. After years of losing money to online competitors like Amazon and hobby sites, plus fewer people sewing at home, Joann couldn't keep the lights on. Going out of business sales started as low as 70 to 90% off everything. Quilters and crafters are cleaning out entire aisles. A few hundred stores will survive under new ownership, with a smaller footprint and more classes. If your local Joann is closing, this is your last chance for those insane fabric deals before the shelves go empty forever. Barnes & Noble, the last big bookstore chain where you could actually smell paper and sip a Starbucks while browsing, is quietly closing dozens of underperforming locations in 2025 after years of mall traffic dying. New CEO James Daunt has been super honest. Some stores just don't make sense anymore when people buy ebooks or order from Amazon. They're focusing on the beautiful flagship-style stores with cafes, toys, and events that actually draw crowds. Closing locations are having 50 to 80% off everything, and book lovers are filling baskets like it's the end of an era. The good news? Barnes & Noble says the strongest 500 to 600 stores are busier than ever and getting major makeovers. Best Buy, where we all used to geek out over giant TVs and laptops, continues its slow shrink with 10 to 20 stores closing in 2025. Nothing huge, but part of a years-long trend. CFO Matt Belunas said it's about testing smaller experiential formats, where you can try gadgets before buying online. Because, let's be real, most of us research in-store, then order from Amazon cheaper. Revenue per store is down because phones take great photos now, and we upgrade less. Best Buy closed about 70 over the last few years, but they're opening outlet-style shops and focusing on services like Geek Squad installs. If your local one goes, the blue shirts say hello to curbside pickup and same-day delivery from warehouses instead. Walmart, the one chain everyone thought was bulletproof, sparked panic with fake viral videos claiming mass closures. The truth? Walmart is actually growing in 2025. They closed just 11 underperforming spots in 2024, mostly older neighborhood markets, but officially said 0 planned closures this year. Instead, they're opening dozens of new supercenters and neighborhood markets, plus remodeling over 650 stores with better layouts and tech. CEO Doug McMillon keeps repeating, "Theft and costs are tough, but profits are strong." And they're pouring billions into AI warehouses and online. Those scary Walmart bleeding stories? Total myth. Revenue topped $650 billion. Your local Walmart isn't going anywhere. In fact, parking lots are getting busier with new fuel stations and pickup towers. Dollar General, the yellow sign lifeline for rural America, hit the brakes hard after years of explosive growth. They closed about 96 stores plus 45 pop-shelf locations early in 2025 during an optimization review, and paused new openings because even discount shoppers are broke from inflation. Shelves looked empty in some spots, and staffing was rough. One worker doing cashier, stock, and security. But Dollar General still has over 20,000 locations and isn't collapsing. They're just being pickier after opening 3 stores a day for a decade. In small towns, losing one hurts bad, but most communities still have that familiar DG for milk and snacks. Kohl's, the department store famous for amazing coupons, and that cash register, Kohl's Cash, closed 27 underperforming stores in the first half of 2025 and shut down one big e-commerce fulfillment center to cut costs. Sales have been sliding because shoppers are picking Target, Amazon, or off-price chains instead of traditional department stores, and many locations were stuck in dying malls. New CEO Ashley Buchanan is fighting back hard. They're adding more Sephora beauty shops inside 900-plus stores, bringing back Babies R Us sections, and making the app way better for online orders. Clearance racks at the closing stores are packed with 70 to 90% off deals right now. But the remaining Kohls are getting brighter lighting, cleaner layouts, and exclusive brands you can't find anywhere else. GameStop, the place that defined childhood for millions with midnight launch parties and trading in old games, is still shrinking fast as physical video games fade away. In 2025, they closed several hundred more stores worldwide. Exact U.S. number not public yet, but following the 500-plus from last year, after CEO Ryan Cohen called it an ongoing optimization. Most gamers now download titles straight to their PS5 or Switch, and collectibles aren't moving like they hoped. Stores that stay open are getting retro makeovers with gaming lounges and events to bring back the fun vibe. Employees say the final days feel like a funeral for an era, but GameStop stock still has its meme fans, and the strongest locations are hanging on with Funko Pops and trading cards. Foot Locker, the ultimate sneaker destination with walls of fresh kicks and that referee-striped uniform, is in the middle of a massive global overhaul called the Lace Up Plan. That means hundreds of traditional mall stores closing across the U.S. in 2025 to 2027. Foot Locker admitted too many locations were underperforming because Nike and Adidas now sell direct to consumer, and Gen Z buys hype drops on apps like StockX or SNKRS instead of walking into a mall. They're shutting weaker mall spots, but opening bigger, cooler House of Hoops and Kids Foot Locker concept stores in high-traffic areas, plus community centers with basketball courts and events. Sneakerheads are sad to lose their local spot to try on limited Jordans, but the new flagship-style stores coming look insane. Think LED walls, customization stations, and exclusive releases. This wave of closures, projected at 15,000 total for 2025 by Coresight, is tough on workers, tens of thousands affected, and communities losing convenience. But look closer. For every door closing, chains are opening smarter ones, remodeling thousands, and going heavy on online curbside. Discount kings like Aldi, TJ Maxx, and Five Below are actually expanding fast. Retail isn't dying. It's upgrading for how we really shop today. Which of these 15 hit your town already? Drop the name and city in the comments. Let's see the real map of 2025 closures together. If you want the truth without the panic, smash like, subscribe, and hit the bell. More no BS economy videos every week. Thanks for watching. Stay smart out there.